Hello, hello. This is the Mystic Mavens, and welcome to our show this evening. We have a wonderful topic that Miss Joanna is going to lead us in is how crystals can help us to heal. So I'm looking forward to, I'm familiar with crystals, but I can't wait to hear your perspective on how you help them to heal. So just a quick hello, I'm Kathy Basel. I'm the founder of the Vitality Code, and as a transformational life coach and energy healer, this is my world. I love talking about all things mystical. Energy is everything. And I love this show coming together where we share different topics to help you with practical tools that you can bring to your everyday to help you raise your energy and really step into your purest, most potential self. So with that, Miss Carol.
Thank you. I'm Carol Pilkington, and I'm a spiritual teacher and counselor. I generally work with people that are between the ages of 26 and 43-ish that are going through anxiety, grief, and depression. And I'm looking forward to Joanna's presentation today. You may notice that we are missing one of our mavens today. She is doing a special project that she's been working on for the past year. And tonight is the screening of that project in her local area of Miami. Yes. And it's really about three very powerful women in the local community. It's going to be phenomenal, and we can't wait for her to be able to share it with all of us. So take it away, Joanna.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we are missing Claudia tonight. But it's for a very, very good reason. We are very proud of her and excited for what she's doing. And we just love her. We're sending her some light and love tonight as we get started. So tonight we're going to be talking about crystals and how they can raise your frequency. So one of the transitions I had to go through was one, accepting crystals, allowing myself to even enter into that realm of crystals. So as I was explaining to the ladies tonight, moving from the realm of religion to spirituality, looking at the holistic approach of who we are as humans, as beings, and using every part of nature for the healing of who we are. And that's what we do with Chinese medicine, is using the whole part of you, the whole part of nature to heal you. So in that process, I have talked about Joanna and chemistry and Joanna are not the best things. But the one thing I got out of chemistry was that we are electric. We are electric beings. And being electric just kind of signified or solidified, that's the word I want, solidified raising our frequency, raising our electricity. Like you hear these words all the time and they become like the buzzword. But what does it really mean to raise your frequency, to raise your vibration? What does that really mean? So I always ask the question, why? A lot of people get annoyed with it, but it's how I understand. I love understanding stuff. So I needed to understand, why am I wearing these crystals? What is the reason for that? You'll notice I usually wear a crystal with copper. Why is copper good for our bodies? These are things I just want to touch base with tonight. But I want to ask the ladies, have y'all ever used crystals or worn crystals or anything with crystals?
Yeah, I've definitely worn necklaces with crystals. I've carried rose quartz with me from time to time. Feels good.
Okay.
Yeah, in my healing technique, I use magnets, which are from, a stone. I've got a selenite wand that I travel with sometimes, or I'll use around my house to clear the energies around the house. And then I've used like mala bracelets or necklaces too. And this is Amazonite. So it's the spiritual meaning is to help you open to your intuition and finding your voice. So I use that as a gift for people who go through my programs because they're finding their voice.
See, I love it. I love it. So, right, you're already using crystals. And like Kathy already had mentioned, crystals can be used spiritually to open up your voice, to open up different chakras in the body, which is a system, an energy system that we have. And some may agree with it and some may not, but it is part of your energy system. And your energy system is based off of colors, the 7 main colors. So when you think of crystals, one way to associate them is with the colors that they come with. So when we look at crystals, and I'm going to give you a few tonight in a medical way, but say jasper. Jasper is one of the ones that's a red crystal that's very good for your root chakra. Your root chakra is associated with being safe and secure. It's also associated with organs, your kidneys, and being able to understand the organs that your chakras are associated with will, what I hope to explain and understand tonight for you is by using the crystals, by even just laying them on the root chakra and setting the intention, which is the most powerful part of who we all are, is our intentions. And that's the only thing that really gives us life or death. So even these crystals that we're using, just know it's your intentions that are also bringing the vibrant or bringing the vibration up. So jasper, placing it on the root chakra, which is the base of who we are, which is our security. Most of the time, how we grew up. Were you in a safe environment? Were you in a fearful environment? These are certain things that red stones can help you raise the vibration. So red jasper is for physical strength, stability of one's energy, and vitality. The element that's associated with jasper is earth. So earth is stability. So when we in Chinese medicine, everything is associated with nature. So even with the element that's being held from the stone, by associating it to earth, it makes it grounding because you're associating it with the earth. So it's a very grounding stone, which is why we want to keep our root chakra grounded. As we go through the chakras, our earthly chakras are your root, your sacral, and your solar plex. These chakras are what I like to say we ground to the earth when we're doing our grounding exercises, and those are our grounding chakras. With those chakras, what I like to do is use certain stones to help facilitate the healing process. So like with jasper, that's going to give you physical strength and energy, and it's good for great recovery and helps generate muscle tissues. So by placing this stone when you're going through possibly a surgery, when you're going through anything strenuous that you might be a physical training or anything like that, the vibration from the stone can now bring you energy, the same energy to help the muscles. Like the copper we use. The copper, it seeps into the skin, but it goes down to copper is good for our blood. So it goes to the blood level of what is going on, and it helps with circulation and moving things through the body. So every natural element that we have is used for the movement and vibration of our bodies. I'm going to stop there. Y'all have any questions or you want to say anything?
Well, it's interesting that you should talk about the foundational, the red jasper with relation to stability, because when you mentioned that, it made me think of Saturn in astrology, because that, you know, that relates to
Mhm.
creating stability, and it's an earth sign. It's about earthing things, right?
Right.
Keeping us grounded to the in the physical plane, but just grounded within so that we're not scattered. So it's kind of a gathering principle, if you will.
Oh, I like that. And that's with Saturn. We need a whole lesson on Saturn.
Yes.
Oh, so we
But
could.
I do believe certain stones do relate to the
Yeah.
planets like that.
Right.
So
It's amazing how all these different systems are interrelated, isn't it? And they're just kind of layers upon layers of how everything corresponds to each other.
or just like
I'm
you're saying, you're almost talking with two different things with the chakras and then with the crystals. It's like, the chakras in and of themselves are something to learn and dive into, learning to understand. But then the crystals are amazingly potent with intentionality, like you said, to whether it's absorbing or pushing or pulling energy in order to support the body to heal. I love how you frame that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of our bodies. That's what I love studying about the body, is just how powerful it really is. Like once we align to what is happening, like Kathy said before, like I'm out of getting old. I've been saying that since she said it. Like I'm out of it. And my body has to line up to that because that's what I choose. And that concept is sometimes so hard to believe. What I like is the things that we have that are natural to support us. So even like with Carol and Saturn, and just being able to read that to support us in that energy of moving forward. Because sometimes, just like our frequencies are getting, misaligned, and you want to use a stone, like I wear stones, I wear copper all the time, because in Chinese medicine, I understand I have a blood deficiency. It comes up sometimes as anemia or whatever in Western medicine, but in Chinese medicine, it's a blood deficiency. So me keeping my circulation and all of that stuff moving is big for me. That's the way you keep balance, is being able to not take a pill for low blood, is figuring out what does my body need, which is usually a mineral of some sort that the body needs to compensate for that blood deficiency. So that's what certain stones can do, because we use stones in medicine, and being able to grind them up and boil them and do those different things to heal the body, where you can drink them, and they make tinctures with them now, and they do all kinds of things with different stones for medicine. So I have some things here.
So there's going to be a whole new meaning of the word "get stoned."
Ooh, I like that.
As a Colorado girl, getting you a bumper sticker,
Kathy, I
Juana.
gotta use that. Get stoned. That's gonna be the name of the whole. I said I could do a whole segment on this. It's gonna be called Get Stoned.
I love it.
You named it, Kathy. I gotta write that down. Love that. That's it. Get stoned. Oh, I'm taking that and I'm running with it, Kathy.
You're so funny.
I love it.
So in acupuncture, did they use crystals for that?
Well, it depends on the therapist. So, like anything, it's just a different modality that you can add. So, in massage, I'll use crystals if I'm doing a Reiki massage, or if the person, I would say you have to use crystals and understand what you're doing. So I wouldn't want anybody to just say, I'm going to pull a crystal. I would want them to go and get an understanding of what you're doing, because that's the key. When I was, one of my favorite scriptures was with wisdom is the key thing. But with all that getting, get understanding. So understanding what you're doing is key. Intention is everything. So we'll start there. Just intention is everything. So you can say and imagine a red stone on your clearing energy, and that can work just as much as that stone being there. But the stone does carry certain frequencies based off of what it's been through to be produced. And that's what it is for us. It's the production of what's happening. We're being produced. We're producing to a new person every day. We have things that we go through. We have challenges that define us and shape us and make us who we are. It's the same with the stones. So when they say these stones bring a higher frequency, it's because they've already been through the trials and now they have the frequency to give you what you need. And it's the same thing what we're going through. A lot of times we're doing this work and we're going through challenges to be able to bring you guys this information and stuff like that. And it's just to raise your frequency. And it's the same thing. The stones are there to raise your frequency. You can use them, or you can just, your intention is more powerful than anything else. So I want people to understand that first. Your intentions of just saying, cells, I need you to operate the way they need to, or that's the power of who we are. But these are modalities to also help with our belief, with being attached to here, I feel like. So you need something to believe that is really working for you, but it's also the nature of it. It's so much to this stuff. I love it.
So continue up the chakras. So you were saying the first is that the red stone.
Is the red jasper is, well, I'm not going to just say jasper. Let me not, a red stone. It could be ruby. It could be red is the color that's associated with the root chakra. And they have an acronym for this, for your chakra system. Roy, what is it? Roy Biv?
Roy Biv, yeah.
Right. So it's the red. Then you have your orange for your creative cycle, which is your reproduction and creating new things. That's another thing, because the solar is the next one, but that's where your ego and your creation kind of go into war in there, because now the new things are being birthed from your solar, and then the ego tries to keep you safe, is what I'll say. And so that's where energy for the solar plexus is really necessary sometimes, to just push past and birthing these new programs and our new shows, and that ego keep us safe and say, no, we can't do it. So sometimes I use, like, citrine is a great stone for your solar plexus. And I have a whole thing here on citrine, the natural. There's different forms of crystals. That's another thing. So you can get a rough crystal, you could get a smooth, polished crystal. There's so many different stones. I want to say stones more than crystals, because yeah, it's so many variations, and it would take me all night if I went into all the different variations, like just the rough, but the meanings is what I want you guys to kind of get tonight, is the meanings. So like with citrine, is for manifestation, your personal will, mental clarity, creativity. So in that solar plexus, you want to be clear on what are you lining up with, really? Is it for you, or is your ego telling you this is not good for you? Or so being able to line up with that higher self and saying, yeah, this is the right thing for me to do, or not right, this will serve me to move forward in this, than sitting back and playing safe, because we have a way of wanting to stay safe. And that's what the ego does. It keeps us safe. So citrine is a good stone for that. Spiritually, it's a great manifester, assist in maintaining direction, bringing divine energy into a form through intention and action. So lining those two things up, your intentions and your actions, is great for citrine.
So if you're a procrastinator, is citrine what you would recommend?
Yep. Citrine, absolutely.
Okay, I gotta go.
Absolutely. It also assists in overcoming difficulties and taking decisive action. So that was the key with that.
Now, is citrine only green?
No, it's not green, it's yellow.
Yellow.
Citrine is like
Citrine, citrus.
It's really pretty. It's kind of like a transparent stone. Really.
And upstairs I have it, but I don't have any here. Yeah, it's a beautiful, they come in nice colors, and sometimes they can come in different shades. Like, I don't know. Let's see if I could pull one up, but citrine, that's a good one. So what I have here is the affirmation for it. I open myself to the inspiration of my creative imagination, and I manifest my dreams. That's a good affirmation to say with citrine. I put some methods of application. So when I put methods of application in acupuncture, we use points on the body, and different points represents different energy fields, I guess, is the best way to explain it. So like how we have the chakra system, we have different energy points on what they call the channels of the body. So with the channels, you'll have the lung, the large intestines, the kidneys, the spleen. So all the organs are the different channels. So what I'm gonna tell you today is using a crystal on a point on the body can help clear energy in an organ. So go ahead.
How long do you keep the stone or crystal on that particular point?
So now, again, with intention. So when you're in tune to setting the intention, you also hear when it's time to remove it.
That makes sense.
So, so sometimes what I'll do is I'll lay a crystal if I'm gonna meditate. I've had it where they just fall off, and all it is it's time for them to be moved. You know what I mean? I don't take it too seriously. Like sometimes you hold them. Sometimes I just place them around me just for the energy. But when we place, so what I like to do with some of these points is I'll just use a crystal, rub the area, which I have here, like to support your kidneys, we call it CV4, which is right below the navel. If you just rub a crystal of citrine, just rubbing it there and saying light and energy to that, light and love to your kidneys. Set the intentions that you want light and love. You want all your cells to, I usually just give light and love. I don't like to give too many words, because when I give too many words, I mess it up. So the highest frequency is light and love. Those are the highest frequencies we could ever operate in, is light and love. And if you want to add some amusement keeps us at a high frequency as well. So those are like the three. So light and love, sending that to yourself brings healing, because it has to bring light and electricity to your cells. Light brings electricity. So when you bring yourself light and love, and just doing that is, without a crystal, it means a lot. But with the intention of the crystal and the vibration of the crystal, it does that much more.
Okay, so we're up to the second chakra, orange. Then what?
Then we have your heart, and well, that's where the green is. So like usually I'll use Avitrine for the heart. And you said you use it to open up your voice. Avitrine is a good one for definitely opening up the heart chakra. And the green So in Chinese medicine, did I do one for averaging? I might have. I don't know what I did for the green. So actually, I don't even know if I did it for the chakras. What I was doing was, and I don't know why I started that way. So yeah, I'll use avertrine. I'll also use jade for the heart chakra, is a great one. Our heart chakra is what connects us divinely and earthly. So it's one of our major, it's the highest for us. Our heart chakra radiates more energy than your brain or any other organ in your body, the heart chakra. So with our heart, those green stones are usually some of the highest vibrating stones. So they come in numbers, the stones. So the strength of the stone, meaning like a diamond, will be a 9, a 10, because of how much it goes through to become that beautiful diamond.
It's had a rough life, huh?
Right, pretty much. So the more the stone goes through, is the harder the stone is, and the more it gives our bodies, the frequency that it gives us. So with the heart chakra, those are very strong stones. So just placing them around you, and when you're working on your heart energy, and usually our heart energy is a lot of indecisiveness. So if you have a lot of indecisiveness, it's because we kind of sway sometimes on.
Get a little wishy-washy, huh?
Right. And that's a heart issue usually.
Huh. Like follow your heart. So you're having a hard time following your heart.
Right. Exactly.
It's interesting how the words or old sayings can be so literal sometimes.
And that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Me and my mom have been sitting down and kind of going through that lately. And one of the things that we used to say in the church all the time was, I'm a lender and not a borrower. And my mother was like, I don't want to be a lender no more. I'm tired of lending people money. Mm-hmm. And I said, you're right, Mom. We're not lenders. We give and receive. It's an open flow of energy. And now I say I give and receive twice for my energy. Like just setting that flow up in those words, those things that we just speak on ourselves. Again, intentions. And we don't even know the intentions we're saying sometimes. So heart chakra, yes, the green, very strong stones. And physically, the green chakra, the green stones, depending on the stone. We could even look up the avertrine. You want to go through that? Because you're using that one, right? Is that avertrine you said, Kathy?
No, it's Amazonite.
Oh, Amazonite.
Like Amazon night.
Okay, so let's go through it. Amazonite. Oh.
But again, it's kind of cool because when you think about like, if you're saying people have heart problems, it translates into certain sets of behaviors too, or emotions that they've been doing. So in like the emotion code, the heart would be like love unreceived, effort unreceived, heartache, forlorn, feeling abandoned, betrayal, those kinds of things. Like all those would be emotions that tend to get trapped around your heart. So this is pretty cool to see. And we'll put protection up around our heart. Like if we've had a heartbreak in our early lives, we don't want to experience it again. So we begin to create a heart wall around it. So it's interesting to know, like jade. And I can imagine if you've got like a jade emblem or whatever you would call it, like not a locket, but whatever you would call you could have it hang right over your heart and have it energize it to help open it.
And yes. And that was something I wanted to mention. I'm glad you mentioned it. Was going back to the intention of it was once you set the intentions, that's what the stone is going to do for you. You have such a vibration for the day, is what happens. So when people say they're protecting themselves from something, it's not necessarily protecting, it's I'm setting my vibration and now nothing could disturb that. So knowing your intentions when you're wearing the stones and doing these things is, like I said, the most powerful part of it, because that's what no one can really penetrate. You have set the intentions that my vibration is going to be of strength today. My vibration is going to be, whatever it's saying, like with Amazonite, is truth, communication, and harmony. Those are the key words for that. So when you put that on, that's what you're already raising your vibration to. And that's what I want everybody to get. So when you're wearing it, it's not just really a fad or something to just do. I see people just wear them just to wear crystals, and they wear the bracelets, and they are giving you a positive or a energy that could serve you. But sometimes, like a darker crystal, a tourmaline or onyx, or those are grounding crystals. So the darker the crystal, the more grounding it is for you. Sometimes you don't want to be too grounded.
That's what I was going to say. But like you said, lots of people are just walking around with them as fashion. It's like, I wonder, can you have too much of, like, say somebody's got a tiger eye. Can you, like, that might have attributes that maybe is not needed by that person, is what I'm wondering.
Well, what happens is, what I will say again, with crystals, intentions. So when you go to pick out a crystal or wear a crystal or stones or anything, what do I need? That should be the question that you're asking. What do I need? And that's what will jump out at you. It'll just pop out at you when and it's giving you trusting that, believing that. So, so I call it BTA: believe, trust, and allow. So when you believe that this is for you and you trust it and just allow, it does what it's supposed to do. That's it. So believe, trust, and allow. And that's what all these practices that we're talking about really is about. You have to believe in it. You have to believe in yourself, first of all. You have to trust yourself. And you have to align with yourself and allow yourself for these things to work. So with the Amazonite, I said the key words was truth, communication, and harmony. The element is water. So I love that. So with water, that means a flow. I think a flow. So being able to flow in your truth and in your communication. The chakras is the heart and the throat for it. So is there anything in particular? But what I could give you, because there's a lot on it. On a spiritual level, Amazonite assists one in communicating higher truths and higher knowledge. It is the stone of truth, assisting one in perceiving the truth for oneself and in others. It assists in the development of discernment of energetic boundaries. That's nice. And that's what your program is all about, right?
Yeah.
So what made you choose that stone?
Well, first, like you said, I walked into the shop and it just jumped out at me. It's beautiful. It's this light blue, and like you said, it looked like flow. And then I was drawn to it, and then I asked and found out the attributes just as you said, and I'm like, that matches the intention that I was setting out. So yeah, so I got them.
See, I love it. See, that's everything. You set the intentions of what you wanted for your program first, and then you went in and it jumped out at you, because that's just how you set that intention. And that's what I want everybody to get here tonight, is that intention that's set. So now she found the +1 that'll help bring that or guide the women through this process. And it's giving them exactly the vibration that they need. I love it. I love it. Any questions? Anything else y'all want to go over?
We'll keep going up from the heart. What else? There's the
Yeah,
throat,
but that's right. So when we have the throat, and we just kind of went into the throat. So I have here lapis lazuli. A lot of people use that stone for the throat. And with lapis is also a great stone to open up your visions, is what I would say as well.
And it's a blue stone, right? That deep blue stone.
Yeah, lapis is a
So,
beautiful.
and it seems like in lapis, you see that a lot where they've kind of created it and they've carved it. I'm guessing it's carved. I don't know. Some of the crystals, like you see the quartz crystals, they automatically come in that obelisk size. But lapis, I'll see a lot of times where they kind of carved it like into a pyramid and different things like that. Is there?
So I'm glad you mentioned the pyramid. So the stones that I started writing out was going back to the 12 tribes of Israel. So in the Bible, there was the breastplate of armor that was used by Aaron. And on it, they said it was, I believe, the 12 tribes of Israel, but it was 12 different stones that was used. Mm-hmm. And each stone brought a frequency to help him win the war and to be. So that's what I started going through. And most of the stones that were used in those 12 were from our 7 chakras, the same stones we would use to give our chakras the energy and things that we need. So lapis lazuli being one, and it's inner vision, truthful communication, and royal virtues. So I like that too, Kathy, when I said that, like my royal virtues. Yeah. I'm just learning my virtues. I didn't get the royalty yet. That's where I want to go. The element is wind. So when I think of wind, wind is something that just flows. It's like water, but it's not even seen. So why I connect it is because a lot of times our truth, we don't see it. Mm. So opening that frequency up for us to see our truth is what I like lapis lazuli. And the chakras is your third eye and your throat chakra. So the spiritual, the third eye enhances one's ability to visualize and receive visual guidance or information. It is a stone for clairvoyance, and I'm going to mess this word up. No, I'm not. Precognition.
You did it.
Precognition. The emotions, it helps one move consciousness beyond the mundane and allow one to identify habits, patterns, and lessons one may have difficulty perceiving consciously, blocking one from making spiritual progress. So if there's something that we're stuck, in other words, you're not making that spiritual jump or that leap into, I guess, that next phase, this is a great stone for that, to move. It's really used for the spiritual realm. That's the energy. And physically, it's helpful to identify karmic roots of disease. So we do have, I put that there because sometimes some ailments are past live ailments. Like they're here with us, and being able, this is a stone to help uncover that. The vibration will help uncover that. And a lot of times, again, with intention, we know that something may not be something we're dealing with. We already know. So when you use the stone, using it with that intention, okay, can you let me know what I need to uncover? That's the intentions of stones. I always say, ask the question and the answers will appear. Mm. So we got to ask ourselves the question first. And that's the intention for the answers to appear. So when we are stuck somewhere, the question is, where is this coming from?
Or what do I need to know?
Right.
And so are you still talking about lapis in particular?
But that's just in stones in general. And again, the beauty is this is all about intentions. It's definitely the intentions, because I love Kathy's story. She set the intention first of what she needed, and then the stone truly popped out at her. So yeah, but with lapis, I have an affirmation. I claim the sovereignty and power of my highest self and align myself with my highest truth.
Beautiful.
Then we have the third eye, which is right in the center. And our third eye is more violet. You can use like amethyst. Wait a minute. Yep, you could use like amethyst. The third eye is visions. Usually clairvoyance is the one that goes with our third eye, opening that up, being able to perceive. I want to say perceive is the word.
Well, and this makes me think of like in Egypt, you know, the women with the headbands, and they'd have the beautiful stones right there to open that chakra, or you know, stimulate the
energy,
pineal gland or something, open that.
Exactly. And that's what they used it for, is to open up the energy field of the gland, like you said. So for the body, now connecting it back, that's what it does. It actually vibrates the organs, different organs in the body. So like here, we can, there's so much.
They're profound healing.
No, because it is.
The cool part is it's just like, you know, you can just start casually and go into a store and buy a couple things and just play with it, and then begin to read and learn a little bit more. And to me, what I like about crystals is they're really a tool to, like you said, amplify the intention. And so it usually is works in conjunction, like you're saying, of using an affirmation or a question or something to pull out that inner knowing. So the body, you know, you're stimulating the natural healing properties of the body, or you're stimulating that our own intuition that's holding the answer for a stuckness that we might feel in our lives. But using the crystal to amplify your intention, you can get an answer that's clear and concise. That's how I like to think of it.
Yeah, you summed that up excellently. Carol, anything?
No, I'm just enjoying learning more about them and what they mean and what their properties are. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, they all have so many different properties. Even reading and going through this, like sometimes I've had dreams where I've been told to like get a crystal, and I didn't pay attention at first, and it kept coming up. And I remember going into a store, and that's how, like, when you start operating in this, you're like, holy cow, I remember the dream based off of seeing the crystal. It was just, I just love how those frequencies line up. And sometimes it's just what you need. It's what the body may need at that time. And that's the beauty of Chinese medicine. Everything with Chinese medicine is balance. So it's being in balance. So sometimes when a crystal is calling out, like a lot of times in church, they would say, don't depend on anything else, but sometimes you really need something to just help with yourself, like keep that frequency up, like there's things that's happening all the time, and just having these things to help and keep you going is what this is all about. The true power is your intentions. We set the intentions for everything that's around us, and being able to understand that is key. Using these tools to help us and to guide us and to give us more is to keep that frequency at a place of movement. That's how we want to stay, in a place of movement, moving up. That's where we want to continue to go. We don't want to have dense energy. Dense energy is what keeps us stagnant and kind of held down and not moving. When our thoughts are dense, it does that. So the stones help raises that frequency, so we don't have that density in our immediate aura area or whatever it may be. So just using the crystals and having them in your area. Most stores that I go to that sell crystals, they have a write-up on them. They never just sell you a crystal. There's usually a whole.
But you can feel it, like even when you just step into the crystal shop, it's like, ooh, it feels so good in there. So amazing.
Exactly. It's really good. And then what I'm learning now is the process of actually making herbal medicines from the different stones that help the body heal, and being able to do that transition and really see how the things, one, that we put in our bodies raise or lower our frequency, and to see what these natural qualities have for the body. It's really amazing to learn this stuff. I love it. I do.
Yeah. Is there a stone you're aware of that stimulates the pineal gland?
So, like you
And
said,
the reason I'm asking, because the pineal gland is just, if anyone's watching that's not familiar, is that, to me, is the thing that opens up our intuition. So I want to amplify that really this year. And things like fluoride and the EMFs tend to, how shall we say, fuck with your abilities,
aluminum.
It will actually downregulate the pineal gland's ability to tap in.
And the beauty of that is, so there's, like you said, there's natural things already. That's fluoride, switching even your toothpaste. A lot of people may still use toothpaste with fluoride. Those are things that lower our frequency. Aluminum, that's another energy or element that lowers. And actually, I want to say it doesn't serve the body.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it doesn't serve the body. So eliminating, or go ahead, Carol.
Just real quick, Judith Hodges, she's in our chat.
Okay.
And she said that she's holding shungite, SHUNGIT.
Shungite is a very great stone. She's holding it?
Yeah.
Okay. If she could write, what does she use shungite for? If she could write that, I would love to know. I actually gave shungite last year away to my kids, my ex-husband. It's a very grounding stone. But I really love shungite. I'm gonna give her some. I would love to know what she uses it for.
In the meantime, I put it in the chat for her. I'm sure she's listening. So if you are listening, Judith, please let us know and put it in the chat.
Okay, and I'll just give
in the
her
meantime,
some,
can you share with us what properties it serves?
Yep, I'm gonna. Here it goes right here. So it's a
Look how
cleansing.
thick that book though is that you're reading from. That's got to be like 2.5 inches thick.
So I'm gonna show you. This is one. The Book of Stones. And then this is my medical one, my stone medicine. So they're like, when I'm creating the different patterns for school, that's what we call them, patterns. And like, it's not a illness, or it's a pattern. We have different patterns that show up. And that's what the illness is in Chinese medicine, is a pattern. So We
I like
create.
that because in Western medicine, when they talk in terms of diagnosis, it's like such a hard conclusion. Like it feels immutable after that. You've gotten the diagnosis and then they prescribe you something, but oftentimes a pharmaceutical is not about, it's about masking the symptom, but it doesn't ever lead the body back towards balance.
Right.
And
And
that's my challenge with the pharmaceutical prescriptions oftentimes is not the first thing I want to take. So
Right.
I'll usually turn to something more natural, whether it's herbs or, crystals would be another alternative to look to. Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead and tell us what shungite's all about. I've got another question. I hope we got time for it.
Okay, so
I have a
shungite, the
question
key
too.
words is cleansing and purification, infusion of spiritual light, activation of the light body, and adherence to the truth. That's huge.
Yeah.
Adherence
So
to
right
the
now,
truth.
as we're elevating to 5D, shungite's an excellent one because it helps to support the crystalline structure within us. So as we're elevating, our body is becoming more crystalline in nature, and shungite's an excellent way to support that.
It's actually excellent for all chakras. And then I'll give you the emotional. Shungite's purifying influence can rid one of negative emotional patterns and generate a feeling of emotional rebirth. Physically, shungite purifies the body, preparing it to be transformed by a great infusion of spiritual light that can transcend the physical body and dispel disease, or other negative phenomena. The affirmation, I am open myself to absolute purification and to the entry of the light into every atom of my being.
I like
I
these
love
affirmations.
that.
Yeah.
So Judith uses the shungite in her drinking water to purify it from the fluorides and anything else that might be in the water.
Exactly. I love it, Judith.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
There's a water company here in Denver that actually has a dispenser thing, but they run the water through and they've got all kinds of different crystals in there. And it's just like you can get the machine at home and use it there with it tastes so good too. It's nice and light and soft.
Cool.
So Judith, I just want to give you what they have for the spiritual one. And it says, shungite prepares one for light body activation, cleansing, balancing, and aligning all the particles of the body. It is a stone of truth, amplifying the discomfort connected with falsehood or negativity. It's a very powerful stone, shungite. It really is. I'm very happy to hear that she's using that.
Very cool. Thank
Yeah.
you, Judith.
What else? You said you had another question, Kathy.
Yeah. So, some people have the mats that have, is it agate that are usually in the healing mats, the crystal mats?
Yep. Agate is a great one.
Yeah. So tell us about what those are all about.
Okay. So which one, the crystal
pressure.
mats or just agate? Which one do you want?
Well, agate in particular, but why is it that agate is usually the one in the stones or in the mats? But you can buy little mats, bigger mats that you can lie on. And I'm guessing it has to do with purifying the body.
So when we use stones, like in, well, let me not say me, how I use stones in my practice is, so I use everything with light energy. So like I said, it's the highest frequency. So bringing the light to a person. So when they're laying down, the light energy of whatever they're using, whatever stone, is what you want to infuse the bodies and cells with. So it could be any stone that you're using, and maybe they chose agate because of the properties of it. So usually when you're going through, you want to kind of choose based off of the properties. Like you chose the Amazonite is for what you needed it to be for. So sometimes they may use a stone for basic properties, is what I'm saying. What I like to do for my clients is use what they need for them. And that's asking what that is. So like, again, ask the questions and the answers will appear. So getting in tune with asking ourselves, so what do I need? What do my body need right now? And sometimes it could be putting a stone in your pocket because you need that vibration and you'll be led to do so. Your intentions is our voice of God. That's how I like to say it. It's just like, that's your communication. Set the intention and it got to line up. That's just it. So if I set the intentions, what do my body need? If you stay in that place of curiosity, the answers will come. They'll definitely show up. So agate. So now the thing about agate, that was one of the ones I had the dream on. So it was blue lace agate that I was being led to. There are so many different forms of agate. So I don't know, agate could come. So we have the blue lace agate, dendritic agate, Ellensburg blue agate, and fire agate. Oh, we got a holly blue agate, HOLLY. That's holly, right? Holly blue agate. So I'm just going to read the property. We got moss agate. So with blue lace is communication, clarity, and confidence. Dendritic, growth and wisdom through inner work. That's dendritic agate. And that one is like a cloudy, wow, it's like brown. I don't know if y'all can see this. I would love for you to be able to see it. You can't see that, can you?
Not so much.
No.
It's going to disappear if you get away from
Yeah,
it.
if I get in
You have to put it in front of your face. It's hard to see. It's too small.
Oh. And then this one, the Ellensburg blue is eloquent communication of the heart's truth, soothing the throat chakra, calming the mind, and opening psychic vision. That sounds nice. That's
So funny. Oh no, she's gonna run to the store tomorrow and get more rocks and stones. She's getting stoned tomorrow.
So the fire agate, Kathy, is for vitality, sexuality, creativity, and will. That's a nice one. The fire agate.
Okay. Why do they call it fire? Is it red or orange or something?
It's like it's pretty too. It's so pretty. It's
You have to post it on our Instagram. So
that's what I'll do.
Yes.
I'll take the pictures of them and post it. This fire agate is pretty. And it's the root, your root chakra, your sexual creativity, and your solar plexus. So it's doing all your grounding chakras.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Coming up on the top of the hour.
And we're going to leave them with this affirmation. I embrace my body and the physical world, taking pleasure and joy in all of my life. I like that. That's a great affirmation.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend, holiday New Year's. We won't see them until the new year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Our next show is going to be on intentional dream board. And Kathy's going to lead us in that. It's a creative vision board that really works.
So this kind of feeds into the power of intention and the power of our imagination when we focus and create a real relationship with our vision boards. We use images for a reason and how to create relationship with your board so that it actually brings things to life, because this goes into the universal principles. I'm rereading Science of Getting Rich, and he's talking all about how our thoughts have that power when we impress upon them. the invisible substance of all that is. It's like, that's what we're going to be talking about, those universal laws that bring this to be a powerful tool for manifesting. So anyways, good stuff.
Yeah,
Yay.
exciting. All
I'm
right.
excited.
And that's January 1st. It'll be the new year. Woohoo.
Right. It's
Yeah.
perfect for that show.
Gonna be perfect.
All right,
everyone.
ladies.
Go ahead, Joanna.
I was just saying, have a happy.
Happy holidays, everyone. We'll
Yeah.
see you in a couple of weeks or 2 or 3.
Next year. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, we'll see you next year. All right. Thank you.